I and a person, the messenger Elijah Muhammad, and their names like to greet my brothers and sisters and the nation greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum. So how everybody feeling today? All praise is due to Allah. As always, we like to welcome you out to Muhammad's temple. We are glad that you came to congregate. This is always a beautiful thing when black people come together in unity and sit together in this peace and harmony. This is definitely the right place to be. The messenger said, what you feel now, the peace you feel now, this is what the hereafter will feel like, right. Except it'll never end. Right. So we definitely glad you came out to hear the word of Messenger Elijah Muhammad. It's always good to refuel, and we are ready to refuel you. Are you ready to get refueled today?
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah. Well, today, as you can see what the topic is today, right? So now, how does that really fit? Well, Messenger Elijah Muhammad been teaching us since the 30s that we're like Jesus, right? That's the story of Jesus and Mary is of me and my followers, right?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that in that death of Mary and Jesus in the Holy Quran is telling you that it's just an example of us, right? It's a sign for us. Now, let's take and examine with the message, right? Jesus was nailed to a cross. Is that right? Yes. According to the Bible. Now you say, well, how is that compared to us? Well, as the message sees on this blackboard, it says the cross, right? Christianity represents the cross, slavery, suffering, and death. That's what that represents, right? We was nailed to that. Messenger Elijah Muhammad was teaching us, was getting us off of that. We was nailed to that. We was nailed to the cross, the slavery, suffering, and death. Is that right? And in being nailed to that, we died on that cross. Oh, Christianity was a death to us. Is that right? Is that right? And he's going to use the Bible, that graveyard, to raise us up. Right? So Messenger Elijah Muhammad was having us on the path of, as Jesus died, of a resurrection. Right? And we worked with that. Is that right? We followed Messenger Elijah Muhammad's path because it was the beginning of the end of that slavery, suffering, and death that we were getting through Christianity, right? But here's another thing that the Bible says. It says that not only do it say he was nailed to the cross, it says that Jesus was hung from a tree.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So now that better make you feel like, oh yeah, that death of Jesus is definitely a sign of us. Because we was hung from trees, we know that, right? Messenger Elijah Muhammad had to teach us we was hung from trees. Right. He just came and told us what that meant. Right. Us being hung from trees, it meant that this devil just hated us. He wanted to make us suffer under Christianity. Right. That's what we got under Christianity, is that right? Yes, got hung from the tree. That's all Messenger was pointing out to us, like, yeah, you got hung from that tree, but now you're getting hung from that tree because you was under Christianity. Right. Right? So you was suffering slavery under that Christianity, right? You was suffering death under that Christianity, right? Yes, and being nailed to that cross, oh yeah, we nailed to that cross and we cried out. Oh yeah, we called for Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's what the messenger told us. Didn't that messenger not teach us that? Oh, he was teaching that all the time. It's right in Supreme 2, but it's in Supreme Wisdom where he said that we called out for Jesus. Right? For that ship Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Who ain't no answer for that ship? No. That ship left, that's what we called. Said, oh, you can have this whole Western world. Let's give me back that ship Jesus. That's right?
Yes,
that's what we was doing. We was calling out for Jesus, yes, right? Sir. We just didn't know we was calling out for ourselves.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes,
so
sir.
the messenger was teaching us and raising us up. And us having that mindset was having us to grow. Losing that mindset caused us to fall. We didn't know who we was. Say, had knowledge of self. Well, you know, knowing that Jesus is a sign of you is also part of having knowledge of self.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So what you're looking at is now, oh yeah, the Bible said we was hung, so we don't even have to guess on that. The question is like, what does it mean that's nailed to that cross? So we cried out, my God, why has thou forsaken me? We thought God forsaked us.
Yes, we did.
Right? We sat up on that tree, why you gonna kill me and this guy's a criminal? We was in that same predicament.
Yes,
who they snatch any black man, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's a crime committed. White woman said she got raped. Who we gonna grab? White man did it, but ain't nigga do. Right. Grab him and we gonna punish him, right? Yes, that's the same thing that they did to Jesus. Let the criminal go, nail Jesus to the cross. Kill him. The cross is a symbol of crucifixion, which is a symbol of death. Right. Oh, they crucified us. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You think about the crucified us, bro? Mister always tells us about the laughing about. They crucified us just for laughing.
Right.
That's what that is. Oh, you have death. You'll suffer. There's a Christian country, Christian world. There's Christian rules.
Right.
You're gonna suffer in this Christianity. You're gonna suffer slavery. You're gonna suffer death, right?
Yeah.
We are that Jesus of the Bible. This is just a symbol of us. Messenger told us that. When we have that mindset, that's when we started moving like Jesus of the Bible moves. Right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he died on that cross, right? They said, but then they say they seen him move. Is that right? They say they seen Jesus after he died on that cross. They took him down and threw him in the pile. They say they seen him move.
Right.
People were saying signs of Jesus. I see Jesus moving. This is how they do to you.
Yes, sir.
That black man doing something.
Right.
Wait a minute. Is that a construction company they have? Wait, is that a cleaner service there? Hold up. They make clothes. Wait a minute. That black man moving. Hold on.
Right.
Something wrong.
Yes, sir.
No loans.
Right.
And they're still building.
Right.
They buying houses and fixing them up. No mortgage. They doing it. I see Jesus moving.
Right.
This is what the Bible. This is part of the Bible. It's a description of us. You all right?
Yes, sir.
No formal training, but that man tear down whole buildings. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
The devil used machines to do that.
Right.
He said that black man tear down a whole building.
Right.
We use machines to do that. Make jokes. Oh, this ain't the caveman tile.
Right.
Well, no, it's the black man tile.
That's right.
Right, it's Jesus' tile.
Yes,
So
sir.
Jesus, the symbol of Jesus is being shown and manifest if we understand it.
Yes,
The messenger has led us to that.
That's right.
Some of us do know.
Yes, sir.
But those that know are the ones that was being successful. It was stake and take. Oh, stake and take. Oh, no, look at Jesus move. I see that ain't the same Jesus.
Right.
Yes, it is. Come on, Down Thomas. Stick your hand in my side.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a hole there.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
missing something, right? That's right. Something missing right there.
That's right.
And you feel it, don't you? Yeah, you see it. It's there.
Right.
When Jesus is moving. No, you want to doubt it, but Jesus is alive.
That's right.
He died on that cross, but he came back. Is that right? Is that right? Oh, praise be to Allah. All it took was for somebody to call him forth.
That's right.
Right? Move that stone from out the way. Right? That's what happened. Master Muhammad came, he moved the stone out the way.
Yes, he did.
Right? The way was pantomime to him raising the messenger.
Right.
The messenger was the moving of the stone.
Teach
Get it right out the way.
Teach.
Is that right? Now he there needs to get called. Come on, forth, black man.
Right.
What you doing? You are a guy. Look in the mirror. You look at that guy.
Right.
Come on now, you can do whatever you want. The only limit upon you is the limitation you put upon yourself. This is calling the black man forth.
Right.
The black man answered the call, but he came forth with his feet and hands bound. Right? Gagged with a napkin over his face. Right? He came forth, but he was bound into Christianity while he was coming forth. He was bonded to alcoholism. He was bonded to drugs. He was bonded to lying. He was bonded to theft. So he couldn't do anything. He just came forth. He was taking baby steps because his feet was bad.
Right.
He wasn't moving forward, wasn't doing much. He just came out the cave.
Right.
That right? Came out that grave. Right? And he came out and then he was dead, so he wasn't talking about nothing.
Right.
Right? That's us. Who else was doing that? He wasn't talking about nothing. He had a napkin on his face. He was kind of blind. Vision wasn't clear.
That's what we do.
Right? Vision wasn't clear.
Yes, sir.
But then when we came forth, the messenger was teaching us how to open our eyes. He was opening them up, moving the napkin off our face, unbelting our hands, and we got free and start working out. Yeah, Jesus is moving there. People see the signs through you. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
People looking for that, see it through you, but the messenger set us on this path. All we got to do is right now today keep following that same path. Praise be to Allah. A lot of people think we can do something different. Only thing we can do different is be up to date, more modernized. You can't really change what the messenger gave us. It's supreme wisdom.
Right.
How you gonna upgrade on what's supreme?
Right.
You can't upgrade on it. All you can do is get the full benefit out of it. So use that and you'll see like, oh yeah, Jesus comes, okay. And Jesus was born to a virgin. Huh? Right? That's what it said, right?
That's what it
Jesus
said.
was born to a virgin. How were we born to virgins? How? Because the messenger is like the woman of Revelations, or he like that Mary.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to this instance.
Right.
Right? He was solely tested by God himself.
That's right.
Allah tested him. He's the only one that tested him. He impregnated him with this wisdom. Right? And he gave birth to a nation.
Yes,
is that
sir.
right? Oh, he got a whole lecture. He's talking about birth of a nation. Yeah, he's talking about us. He was talking about how he was giving birth to us.
Good teaching.
Right?
Yes,
So he's
sir.
giving birth to us. We was that Jesus coming out, but they wanted to kill us before we was born.
Right.
So they seen a little life, and they say, oh, wait a minute, some life. They see the life in the messenger.
Yes,
so they
sir.
wanted to kill us before he was born, so they wanted to kill the messenger. If they couldn't kill the messenger, they wanted to kill the followers. That's why they was kicking the doors in at the temple. That's why they was rusting whole temples. That's why they were just snatching fruit up off the corner for no reason. But it was a minister that was out there selling papers, and the cops would beat him up every day. But he go in and get beat up for selling papers. He go to the hospital, get checked out. He cool. He back out the next day selling papers.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, it's true. The messenger gave this man his credit. He said, some of y'all brothers in these big houses not doing the work, acting like y'all scared. We got this brother over here in a smaller temple going out every day, getting brutalized by police every day. I should put him in one of these bigger houses.
Right.
You want to be like that brother.
Right.
You want to be like that brother. This is what it is. We supposed to be like Jesus. Yes, there's going to be people trying to kill us.
Yes, sir.
But we supposed to be able to tune in.
That's right.
And we supposed to be able to escape the death. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mary and Jesus is definitely a sign for us. The messenger was leading us that way. He was trying to let us know. Some of us hard-headed. Oh, the scripture said that we were hard-headed, stiff-necked, and rebellious. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So we hard-headed, stiff-necked, and rebellious, so we didn't really get the story of Jesus the way we supposed to. So we was able to be led astray. But we can't let them do that to us now. No. Not now. No, everybody was led astray. I think everybody was led astray, but it was enough led astray that the nation fell. Right? So now here we go again. Jesus coming back again. Can't keep Jesus down.
That's right.
The Christians know Jesus come back. They say Jesus if you listen to the story of the Christians, they say Jesus resurrected. Right? He got killed, he died, he resurrected on the third day, right? They say he died, he's gonna come back again. Right?
Right.
All them Masons know. They know we Jesus. That's what they told me. They say he's coming back again. Yeah, we got him again. After Elijah died, but he coming back. Oh, when we back. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And look at it. Praise be to Allah. Look at it. Mary having babies. Mary done had the baby, right? Jesus starts speaking at a young age. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, Jesus was speaking. He was teaching while he was still in a stroller, per se. Oh, he was just a baby still teaching. That's us.
Right.
That's us. As soon as we get this wisdom, what's the first thing we do? We tell everybody, right? While we still a baby. We teaching people. Is that right? Oh yeah, that's a sign of us.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mary, that's a sign of us. Messenger led us here, and look at us now. Keeping it going. This is the only way that we can survive the war of Armageddon. Because they don't have nothing for us but slavery, suffering, and death. They got that cause for us. We got up what they tell us. Pick your bed up and go. Oh yeah, he's a sign of us.
That's right.
Oh, we said, well, how that happened? They tell me to pick up bed up. Oh yeah, we was lame. We wasn't getting up. We laid down on everything.
Teach, brother.
We had a job to do. We laid down on the job. We laid down on the job.
Yes, sir.
No matter what I do.
Right.
So we gonna skip as much work as we can. As long as I'm here and they don't see me, I'm gonna get paid.
Right.
And ain't gonna be no consequences. Oh, we laid down on the job. Right? We was all in school. We laid down on the job. We supposed to be doing our work. We did just enough to get by. Right? We laid down on that job. So when we walked to the house, I'll get out. We ate, left the stuff right there. We'll get it later. We laid down on the couch, put our feet up.
That's what we do.
Right? That's what we do. That's what we did. We laid down on it, but the Messenger Elijah Muhammad, no. He told Jesus, no, get up. Take that bed. Walk. And take your bed with you. Right? Yeah, get up. We carried our bed with us. No longer we sitting down. Not only we carried our bed with us, we carried all that nonsense that we had.
Yes, sir.
That we was laying down with.
Sir.
Right? We carried it with us so
sir.
we don't forget.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
So we don't go through it again.
That's
Is that right? That's why we carried it. And then we can also show other people like, no, man, I've been through what you did. Look, my bed right here.
Right.
Springs popping out just like yours popping out. Right? Y'all laid down on this a lot just like you did. You get up, carry yours with you too. Right? Is that right? Oh yeah, he's a sign. He's definitely a sign of us.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we just overlooking the signs.
That's right.
They go, lady man, get up and walk. We start doing things when we got up and start walking. I can't walk. Yes, you can. Get up. Walk. Now, I'll get a passport just in case I decide to leave the country.
Right.
I'm not going to leave the country now. I'm not even considering leaving the country, but I might decide one day we're going to walk all the way across the country. All the way across the country, then we want to go out of the country. Right. And we all prepared for it. Why? Because we got up. No longer being lame, and we walked.
Good teaching.
Right? Once we started walking, we was able to find things. Right? We was able to put our hands on things. Why? Because our hands were no longer bound.
Right.
Once the binding was off our hands, we was able to go to work. We was able to move once the binding was taken off of our feet. Once the nails was off our eyes, we was seeing clear. That white man don't like us. That's not my friend. And I work for him, even if I work for him. He don't like me. And if any chance comes, he gonna do what? He gonna get rid of me and replace me with his brother. Right? Our eyes start coming open once that veil. We start seeing a little clear. Right? We start speaking up for ourselves. Once that gag got off our mouth, we start speaking up for ourselves.
Right.
Can't tell me what to do.
Yes, sir.
Right? I remember the first time that people heard me really talk to the devil crazy. I was working. I was young. I would never forget, I was working at Rite Aid. I was young. I was probably maybe 20, 21, something like that. And the devil started talking crazy to me. It was a crowded store. Like they had just moved the gag off my mouth. I was only a few years in. Off my mouth. I stood right up to that devil and said, slavery over.
Right.
The whole store stopped. Wait a minute. Right? Jesus starting to speak. What's going on right here? I didn't know what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Don't get yourself in trouble. I ain't gonna get in trouble. Oh, that devil started going mad. That devil turned beet red. He turned bright red. That devil started saying to me, what you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? I mean, I was young in it still. So yeah, that's how we start teaching. All these people around, I let these black people look at me, get talked to by this devil like that. We start getting crazy. Man, if you hit me, it's gonna be a problem. Please hit me. I thought this is what we do when we first get this wisdom. Please hit me. We had to grow into the understanding. We start talking, oh, we stand up. No, what? Go ahead. Right here, I'm gonna lay you down right here. That's what we do, right? Because we're just starting to come up and resurrect. We just starting to get the gag off our mouth. We just starting to get the wisdom. We want to teach. We don't want nobody telling us nothing, because now we like, all this time, my whole life, they've been telling me this. This is the devil. And he be talking crazy to me. Message said, don't be a coward. But we go and exercise everything. Is that right? Don't be a coward. We like Jesus. We stand with our people. Somebody chop somebody's ear off. Right? We say, oh, I'm sorry. We don't want me to do that. We just like Jesus. We don't want to hurt nobody. That's what happened. We pick our bed up. We start exercising our power. I'm God. Well, let me see how much God I am. We start exercising our power. Is that right? Oh, you don't talk about one God. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like him. I'm like him. Get out of my way then. Right? That's how we do, right? They're assigned to us. This is what we do. We start making miracles happen. Jesus was resurrecting people. Is that right? Jesus not only was resurrected, Jesus started resurrecting other people. He's telling people, raising them from the dead. Is that right? So that's what we do, and we do the same thing. We do the same thing. We start resurrecting people, just like Jesus did. We start having the people who we resurrected, we give them the power to resurrect people, just like Jesus. Oh, he's a sign of us. When everybody that leave here, once they leave here with the ability to resurrect other people too. Is that right?
That's right.
And those lessons match the scripture when the messenger say, remember when ye who know now knew not then?
Right.
That's that bed that you're supposed to carry with you. Right. That cross you carry with you, that bed you carry with you, picking that bed carry with that cross that you carry with you, bearing the burdens that you had. That's what that is. That's you remembering now when you knew not then.
Right.
So that you'll be more merciful to people who don't know.
Right.
That's what that is.
That's right.
We are definitely that scripture. That's a sample of us. We can't deny it. We can try. But the messenger has taught us so well that if we stick with that right now today, can't nobody lead us astray. Oh yeah, we definitely at Jesus. Everybody coming to marvel over Jesus.
Yes, they do.
They don't come marvel over you?
I'm bear witness.
Bro, don't they come to your job and look at you while you at your job and be like, wow.
Yes, they do.
You don't even, what you using?
Right.
Where the machines at?
Right.
They come marvel.
Right.
Sister, they come marvel, you made that?
Right.
You sold that? You designed that? You did?
Right.
Wow. With your own two hands.
Right.
Wow. They don't expect nothing from us.
That's right.
But you got a business? It's insured and bonded?
Right.
License?
Right.
Wow!
That's
And you
what
doing
they-
business, you got employees and you paying them?
That's what they
For real?
Right.
Wow!
Praise be to Allah.
Y'all cutting checks? Wow! Y'all opening up buildings? Wow! Daycare, taking care of children and stuff? Wow, they marvel, they looking.
Right.
Black people own that? That's what they doing. The Nation of Islam, they stopped. They found out Nation of Islam had anything. They stopped and watched. They marvel over you.
That's right.
Once we're resurrected, they marvel over you. They look at us like, wow. So they come to you like, so you're extremely talented. Why are you not a superstar? Are you scared of the fame? But that's not how God's work.
Right.
Jesus' example of us. I'm going to say this and close. Jesus did not go looking for fame.
Right.
Jesus did not brag about his miracles. In order for them to believe Jesus, Jesus just presented a miracle. Right?
Yes, sir.
The people talked about Jesus. There was a fame that went out about Jesus. That means other people seen these miracles and greatness of Jesus and talked to other people about it. So no, we don't go looking for fame.
Right.
Other people see what you do, and when they see the greatness in you, they're going to tell other people like they're doing this.
Right.
You have to see it for yourself, and then other people are going to come looking for you so they can look and see and experience the miracle themselves. That's how it happens. So if you're looking for fame, you're looking for the wrong thing.
Right.
Just do what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
You're alive now.
Right.
Do things that live people do. People are going to talk about you anyway. You don't have to look for fame. A fame is going out about you. You think it's not? I knew that the daycare was open before sister told us that it was ready to open, because people was telling me there's a new daycare opening up right there.
Right.
I know when certain people doing certain things because other people is talking about it. And I'm among the people, so when I hear them and they start describing them, I know who they're talking about because I know the believers. So we're not looking for fame, and Jesus didn't look for fame. Our General Labor don't have to brag about what our General Labor do. Other people brag about that. People don't have to brag about the daycare. People are telling me how good the daycare is. They don't even know I know the people who own the daycare. They're telling me how good the cleaning company. Oh yeah, such and such clean this.
Right.
They don't even know I know the people.
Right.
It's just happening by happenstance. I just happen to be a place that knows somebody who did that.
Right.
And they name the people who did it. A fame is going out of for Jesus.
That's right.
That Jesus that the scripture is talking about is you. He's an example of us.
Right.
And they're looking at you and they're telling other people, man, look at that fish store. It was just a truck before. Now it's two stores.
Right.
Right there, the people are saying that.
Right.
People are telling me, did you go away to Berkeley? People come to us telling us because they don't know we know, and they're telling other people too.
Right.
You go there, man, they got the best fish in the city. This is how other people are speaking about us. Why? Because a fame is going out about Jesus. And if we are what the scripture is talking about, and that's an example, Mary and Jesus is an example of us, that's why the fame is going out about us.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And I can go on and on and on, but my time won't permit me. I just pray that something I said helps you to better you in this cause of Islam and in your life in general. To take us further into life-giving teaching the message of Elijah Muhammad, our minister, Rahman Ali, as I leave, as I greet you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master for Muhammad, raising our midst the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as our last greatest teacher and messenger, I'd like to greet the believers again. And Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. First and foremost, I would like to thank the believers for coming out today. And I would like to let the believers know and understand how important your presence is here at Muhammad's Temple of Islam. Here at the temple, you know, we are religious people by nature, of course. But we're here more than just to hear a good word of religion and go back on our own day. You know, we are, this is a soldier or military aspect of the Nation of Islam, and we demand more than just you filling up from the word and then going home. Is that right?
Right.
We aspire and hope that the believers put back in what they got in from what Islam has given us. Is that right? Now, if we was to look at how trees grow in the wilderness, brothers and sisters, trees grow in unity. I don't know if all of y'all know that, but some plants, some trees, some bushes don't need direct sunlight. Is that right? In fact, if it got too much sunlight, it'll burn out. Is that right? So you got bigger, taller trees that are big, wide, and expanse, and pushes its branches out, and it'll cover the canopy of the forest, leaving a little bit of branches and room for branches of the trees that is under it that don't need the direct sunlight. I'm explaining this to let you know that if you are a tree growing in Muhammad's Temple of Islam, we have to grow together. And when we grow together, we feed off of what you put back into the temple. Is that right? The scriptures say that you can't survive off bread alone. This isn't a temple where we can just teach ourselves into another existence. We have to work ourselves into another existence. And so going into the branches and growing into trees, you look at, I don't know if you know what photosynthesis is. Photosynthesis is when a tree takes sunlight and turns it into energy. But it also takes a tree, I don't know if you know, takes in carbon monoxide. So the trees take in one thing and then we take in another. The same thing with us. We let out carbon dioxide and they eat it. Is that right? So it's important for us to know that we are codependent around each other. Not only does for oxygen and for carbon dioxide, but also for the branches. Don't you know that when trees grow and they become big, birds begin to rest in some of the tree branches? Is that right? Don't you know that the attraction of birds brings insects? And when insects come, flowers come. And then when insects and flowers and birds come, it provides a whole lot of nutrients for the soil to grow more life. It is important for us to give back to Muhammad. It is important for us that when we're growing in this future, it's two young brothers that just came in who are very young Muslims. And they are deserving to eat off of what it is that we have to offer. Is that right? We can't just get a good spiritual amen and then we go home and split. We got to give a spiritual amen and give a little bit of fertilizer, a little bit of plant, another little bit of life for these younger brothers and sisters coming in behind us. We can't be just spiritual and very not top heavy. And what I mean top heavy is fulfilling the needs of black brothers and sisters. We need thinkers in the temple, brothers and sisters. In the mind of Jesus, Jesus was performing miracles. And to do here at Muhammad's Temple of Islam. Here at Muhammad's Temple of Islam, we give a type of Islam that is different. Islam is the natural religion for the black man, is that right? We have been made slaves by Christianity. How many of us got family members that are Christians? How did your family members become Christians? Jesus didn't go to your family members. They didn't hear a good lecture and decide, okay, you know what? Let me become and be a Christian. They came Christians. All black folks in America came Christians when they got off of the slave plantation. And it's important for us to remember that. If you came off of this slave boat a Muslim, and when you got on the plantation, you became a Christian, the question today is, why do you want to remain a Christian? The master is the one that gave you this religion. Why do you want to remain a Christian when this religion hasn't helped you for the past 400 years? We want you to wake up today and understand that we are in a position where we need to get help and where we need to get some knowledge of ourselves. But the only way that can happen is if we come back to Muhammad's Temple of Islam. Is that right? Now, how many of us know that Muhammad, in our lessons, it says that it's a wide open fields await the wide awake man. How many of us know that? It's wide open fields for you to work out in. Now, the question out of it is, what was in the field? In the field is life, is that right? In the field is a farm. White folks, I don't know if you know about farming. When you go to a farm today and you got rows and rows and rows of crops of corn, that type of farming is called uniforming, which means you only grow one particular crop on that soil. You got all broccoli, you got 400 acres of land, but on 400 acres, you got 100% of broccoli. That's called uniforming. We don't naturally do that. That does not naturally happen in existence. When you have a true garden, brothers and sisters, you need grapes over here, you need oranges over there, fruits over there, vegetables here, herbs there. You need a plethora of growth for a garden to grow. Because when a broccoli, take example for broccoli. When broccoli grows, it produces waste. Right? It can't use all of its leaves. So the leaves begin to fall off. Is that right? Some of the insects eat off of the broccoli leaves. Is that right? So if you got 142 acres worth of broccoli, those insects will smell that broccoli, come there, and eat every crop that you got. Is that right? But when you got cucumbers, grapes, bananas, oranges, and a plethora of things, the fly that loves the apple hates the fly that loves the orange. When you got a plethora of growth going on, the insects will kill it. How many of us know that? How many of you know if you go to the farmers over there or go to some old woman who got a garden, a lot of times they'll put hot peppers and jalapenos all around the outside. Why? Most insects can't take the smell of jalapenos. So squirrels and raccoons and all of these things begin to hate. You can use natural elements in your garden to kick out unwanted environments. This is what we got to do here. We don't do that. What we do, brothers and sisters, is take on life in a very unified, individualistic expression, and it gets us nowhere. Is that right? So here at Muhammad's Temple of Islam, you got to be a part of this environment in order for you to. How many of us know that Jesus is us? How many of us know that? All right, but let's wake them up. When you go into the Bible, in fact, you don't even got to go to the Bible. You can go to Stone Cold Steve Austin's. Any one of Stone Cold Steve Austin's wrestling matches, there's always a skunk in the sign with a sign that says John 3:16. Is that right? The Christians hang their hat on John 3:16. And John 3:16 says that I love the Lord so well, I love the world so much that I gave my only begotten son. Is that right? So for this reason, we grow up and we think that the God loved the world, that they gave us Jesus. How many of us think that God begotten only? Of course this is what you thought. Now let's back up for a second. In John, the 15th chapter, the 18th verse, and the 19th verse, it repeats. I don't have to pull it up. But it says, pray for the world. I don't do that. I pray for the people. The world hated you before they hated me. Is that right? Jesus said that I'm coming out of the world. I'm not of the world, but I was sent in the world to pull out of it God's people. So if Jesus knew that these people that the world hated God, don't you think the best knower knew it? Right. Don't you think so did God love the world that he gave his only begotten son? How about when it says in John 14 chapter, 16th verse, it said that I got to get out of the way for the comforter to come. John, the 14th chapter, the 26th verse, the 15th chapter, the 26th verse, the 16th chapter, and the 7th verse, he said it 1,000 times. I got to go. The comforter must come so that the prophecy or the truth can exist with the people. Is that right? So the question to you today is, why are you waiting for this Jesus? Why are you waiting for this Jesus? Why are you waiting for this Jesus to come when he said that he won't come along? In the 6th chapter of John, the Bible, 6th chapter, the 30th something verse, it reads, it says that I am the bread. And if you eat of my flesh, you will get everlasting life. Is that right? It goes on in that chapter in John verse 6. After they ate him, that ain't the first time he gave them the bread. Jesus gave his disciples wine plenty of times and said that this is me. He gave them wafers. He gave them his flesh and said if you believe this, that you will get everlasting life. Where the hell is the disciples at today? Huh? Now Jesus was with these people and they had the life. They had the flesh. They had the blood of Jesus. And they dead, brothers and sisters. We don't see them today. So the question to us today, who is the God of Jesus that if we accept his bread that we will live forever? You can't say you was a Christian and you lived forever. Because when you was a Christian, they found you hanging on a tree. Right. You didn't live forever. These crackers beat the hell out of you. These crackers raped, lynched, and burned you after you became a Christian. You want to know why cops is killing these people? I hate to say it, but it's because they're Christians. How many times you go on the news and it said Naeem Akbar was beat up by the police? How many times you seen Felicia Muhammad got harassed by the cops? You don't see that at all. You see weak, half high, half drunk, throwing a hissy fit Christians who ain't strong enough to do something for themselves. Islam is the only religion that gives you the heart to kill a cop. Huh? I said kill a cop. Don't think we ain't talking sacrilegious. How about when I'm talking about Jesus? Our brother minister before said that Jesus was a man. How about when a man was walking with Jesus? A man got too close to Jesus. A man stopped, cut the ear right off of a man. This is the Jesus we talking about. How many of us is tired of watching YouTube videos where the cops is beating up our brothers and sisters? Not the fake tired of seeing it, because nobody wants to see it. I'm talking about, when are you tired and say, well, when is somebody going to do something? When are these suckers going to put the camera down and get the fighting and get the swinging? Huh? When is that? They don't do that. A Muslim is to die the death of a Muslim. And to die the death of a Muslim is to protect this building, to protect this religion, to protect these sisters, to protect this baby. We're building soldiers here at the temple. And what we have to do is understand how and where it came about. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad points out in John, the 3rd chapter. I gotta read this one. Excuse me. Now this is Mark. This is the book of John, the 3rd chapter, and the 13th verse. John chapter 3, verse 13. It said, they was asking Jesus about heavenly things. He said, no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven. That's saying that the only way, they said Jesus came from heaven, is that right? They said that the only way that a man, pay attention to the words, the only way that a man could ascend to heaven is if he came down from heaven. The verse goes on further to say, even unto the Son of Man, he was there in heaven as well. Let us break this down. Because when you go to the church, they say it was Jesus on the right side of the Father. When they say we made this and we made that, it was with Jesus. Well, in the scripture, in Matthew, the 2nd chapter, it opens up. It says that Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Jesus was not in heaven. Jesus never saw heaven. So the one that's coming from heaven, the only one that can go to heaven, had to come from heaven. Jesus never saw heaven. He was born in Bethlehem. He was chased out of Bethlehem and ran up to Egypt. Jesus never saw heaven, brothers and sisters. So who was this man that saw heaven that can return to heaven? I want to bring your wig back for a second, brothers and sisters.
Listen.
I want to let you know who you are for a second. I want you to know that it said that no man has seen heaven. Don't you know that the only man that saw heaven is the original black man? 6,600 years ago, on the island of Palan, not in heaven. On the island of Palan, the black, the brown, the red, and the yellow was made. They never saw heaven. They saw paradise because that's what we left when we went to sleep, but they never saw heaven. The only one that saw heaven is the people who came from heaven. Don't look at Jesus as an individual person. Look at Jesus as a collective or a unified body. These Christians got you looking for Jesus, but the preacher got you looking for Jesus. If you stop looking for Jesus, you'll pick up the Bible and look for the great and dreadful day for Elijah to come. Once you stop looking for Jesus, you'll open up the Bible and Deuteronomy and look for a prophet that came like unto Moses. Yes. If you stop looking for Jesus, you'll look for Abraham's seed so that God will come to him himself. When you stop looking for Jesus, you'll begin to see yourself in Scripture, brothers and sisters. So it says, no man had went to heaven. We was the only ones who fell from heaven. It was the black man who followed y'all from heaven. When we fell from heaven, heavens was closed up. Don't y'all remember that in all Revelations? It said that the heavens and the earth was closed up. And a new thing came about. So for 6,600 years, there was no heaven. There was no blessing. The only man that can come from heaven is the one who go to heaven, is the man that came from heaven. Don't you know that's you? It said, even unto the Son of Man. We know that Son of Man is is Master Farah Muhammad, is that right? Master Farah Muhammad is the Son of Man, is that right? Master Farah Muhammad is the one who saved you and I, is that right? That is not the hard. You'll get the lineage of how Jesus is. When you get that messed up, you'll forget where you are. Some people tell you that Muhammad is Jesus. Some people tell you that Farah was Jesus. Some people tell you Farrakhan was Jesus. We want to put everybody in perspective today. It said even though the Son of Man was in heaven, how did the Son of Man get into heaven? It's important for us to know that Master Farah Muhammad's mother was a devil. Is that right? Now, how many of us know that the white woman of Master Farah Muhammad's mother does not define him? It don't define him because he was created from the mind of the 12 scientists. They had to grab wisdom from here, grab it from there. The wisdom of the scientists. He went back into history. He wasn't made from no stinking cracker. That's a small percentage of who he is. That's like taking Sister Make Good veggie pies. I got one coming on Wednesday, brothers and sisters. That's like taking that veggie pie and saying that veggie pie is only broccoli. Negating the fact that it got dough in it, that it got herbs in it, that it got other vegetables in it. Is that right? We look at one thing and see it one-sidedness, and we corrupt the whole entire divine thing. So it's important for us to see. So Master Farah Muhammad was a man who was created in heaven. You gotta create in heaven. Don't let your children come from an accident. Let them come from planning. Let them come to fulfill a purpose in life. Master Farah Muhammad was built and he was created in heaven. He came from heaven into hell to call us back out, brothers and sisters. It says in the scripture that it says, let me recheck it. I don't want to mess up no words. It said, no man ever ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man which was in heaven. As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up. How can you lift the Son of Man up and you don't know who he is? How can you lift the Son of Man up when you think the Son of Man is Jesus? How can you lift Jesus up when you understand clearly at Jesus' birth, his death, his ministry, and where you as black people fit in at? Is that right? This is what we're going to leave with. Our brother Minister will go in these scriptures and he's going to eat them alive. I just want to point out a few discrepancies that the Bible has pointed out to us. It said God loved the world, that he loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son. Let's stop right there. It already says that the Lord hated the world. Is that right? How many of us know in Psalms? It's either Psalms or Isaiah. It said that the people love the world because the Father is not in the world. And they love the Father because the world is not in the Father. How many of us know that? So God and the world and God's relationship was never on a cool basis. He never came to save the whole world. So the question today is, what world did God love so much that he gave his only begotten Son? The messenger says he loved that God loved the black world more than he loved the devil's world. The messenger said that in the triple stages of darkness, he hated the darkness and he loved the light. And he perfected his light even though the adversaries may be adverse. Is that right? This is where you and I got to come in emerging out as God. Is that right? So it says here that, I'm sorry, where I left off at?
Take your time. Take your time.
Okay. So God loved the world, right? He loved the black world so much. He raised up, he said, he sent his only begotten Son. Let's stop there. In order for God to beget a son, he got to have a mother. Is that right? He got to have a woman. Is that right? Let us go into the Bible. Now, let's start here. The messenger said that we have been robbed of the ability to read for 300 years. So when you can't read regular words, you know you can't speak the poetic language of divinity. Is that right? So it says, let us be very mindful. This story has been told plenty of times in the last 6,000 years. White folks said it's Mary and Jesus. Egyptians said it was Osiris or somebody else. The names always change, but what stayed the same, a virgin that came upon. Why is this woman considered a virgin? A woman is considered, that the messenger teaches us that in order for him to get a begotten son of God, he has to have a messenger of God. And that the mother of Mary, or that virgin, represents a messenger from God. Is that right?
That's right.
Remember, Brother Minister just pointed out, he said that Mary was a virgin, that she was never touched by the man of truth. For the past 400 years we've been in America, no real man has stood in for black folks. We had no father that taught us responsibility. We had a slave master. We had a foster parent standing in front of a motherless people, standing in front of. But today, a man rose up.
That's right.
And he met another man. And this man was a virgin. He never heard the knowledge of himself. He never heard the truth. It takes when you speak in divine language, it takes a man, not a male. It takes a man.
That's right.
It takes a man to impregnate a woman to give birth to a man-child. Is that right? Now, let us be specific. In the scripture, not only was this child just a regular child. Is that right? This child to be born was a man-child. So this man-child couldn't be raised by anybody. This man-child had to be raised by a man. Now, what do we mean by a man? You can be a male, but you don't have the ability to give truth over to a person. And that person becomes impregnated with a nation, with a household, with an idea, with a family. This is what it is spoken about. The poetic language of a man coming in with the truth. And when that man came in with the truth, he impregnated a woman. This woman is the same one that gives birth to a nation, the same way that a woman gives birth to a baby. Is that right? So Elijah Muhammad represents that messenger, represents that virgin. It's Elijah Muhammad who was chased when he was ready to give that baby. Is that right? It was Elijah Muhammad who was running for 7 years, racing for hypocrites, ready with a baby in her womb. Who is this baby, brothers and sisters? There was a man who came and impregnated a woman. Let's stop there for a second. I'm going to ask him a lot of questions. And I hope to prick the mind of that spook teacher. It said that the father came.
Listen up. Listen up.
You don't know nothing about the father. They called the father of this virgin. Remember, the virgin means a messenger. They said that there was no father. They said there was no father because they didn't see the father into the world, but the world did not know him not. Right. They knew him not. So they didn't see the father even though they saw the father. Right. So when Elijah began to have a baby in his mom, a baby coming out with a new name, with a new direction, with a new zeal, with a new talk, with a new God, with a new flag. They knew that a woman, they knew a virgin met a man. And this man put the truth in Elijah's head. For maybe 4 or 5 years, they were chasing down Master Fard Muhammad, trying to figure out where he was at, but they couldn't catch him. Is that right? That's right. The few times he did come, he gave himself in. The same way, when they don't understand who your father is, they'll come up with a story and say you had no father at all. Is that right? But this virgin did have a father. It was Fard Muhammad. Same way with you. When you come in, they gonna say you have no father to your style. You shouldn't. You should be bringing a whole new world into existence. You should have a world that nobody saw before. This is coming from the Creator. Is that right? So when this baby was born, this prophecy is talking about you and I. But in order for us to pick up on this, we have to act like a unified body. Is that right? I gotta go back. So I want you to understand, white folks trick us up with this. We as black folks have to stop looking individually. Look at a thing as a whole. Don't look at Jesus and see one man. Look at Jesus and see a whole nation of people, and where do we fit in that collectively? Is that right? When you see it that way, you'll look to see where you fit in that everywhere collectively. Why is that important? If you don't look at what we got here collectively, brothers and sisters, this will be a wilderness for real. Let me explain what a wilderness is. Me and Brother Minister Jamal were just outside talking about the weeds going crazy around houses. Me and Brother Basir, Student Minister Basir, were just doing a job. The tree was this thick. To the second floor, very, very thick. I want you to understand that if you don't take advantage of something, it will grow out of control and it will run you over. Is that right? Don't you know? Look at the weeds out here. I want to thank the brothers for pulling up the weeds and working, and also the sisters. Don't y'all know it smells good in here? Y'all see those nice things in here? The sisters cleaned up, put a little smell goods and some decorations. The brothers cleaned up. Let's give another round of applause for that. Outside there, the brothers got all, and the sister Jabril, can't forget her, got all of the night, all of that humidity, that little bit of rain, them weeds grew right back up. This gives us a lesson. When things are living around you, if you do not maintain it, it will grow wild. It will grow if you don't let it go. Jesus asked the man, he said, how do you see the people? He said, I see them as giants. I see them as mountains. I see them as trees. Jesus put the man, worked on the man's eyes. Asked him again, how do you see the people? He said, I see them as they are. The people were made unmovable like trees in a man's eye. How do you see things? You should see yourself as a tree in a garden. Forget a garden. You should be a tree in a forest. In order for us, this forest, to flourish, we need every form of life form. Let us start from the bottom, if you allow me to, brothers and sisters. When you got trees growing, you got a mighty oak growing. When it grows branches on itself. Is that right? When the birds come and make a nest inside of the tree, eventually from the waste and the byproduct of the bird's nest, because that's living material, branches and weeds, he brings insects to the branch. Is that right? So it's insects and a bird on the tree and from other plants. So if a bird is chilling on a branch and it eats and defecates, soon as it hit the ground, in that very spot, leaves from the tree will fertilize the seeds that the bird ate. Now you got new plants, a tree, a bird, and insects, brothers and sisters. When you got all that coming around, you got animals now. You got ant eaters, they like ants. Is that right? When an anteater come, he also like watermelon. So when an anteater come and eat the ants, he defecates and leave a watermelon seed. I want us to understand how life form all connects. Huh? They may not eat watermelon seeds, but whatever, that's how seeds get passed. Us living like this messes up the earth because animals aren't allowed to freely migrate and travel and pass seeds along. So, as what I'm saying to you is, the byproduct of life gives life. Don't you know when you go home and you live a Muslim life, you're striving hard in the way of Allah. It's life in that. Don't you know that the lifestyle of the righteous was an aromatic fragrance to Allah? He smelled the righteousness and smelled the evil of the wicked. If you know anything about smells, smells are not spiritual. If you can smell it, it's in your nose. It's physical, brothers and sisters. That's why we don't smell harm. It is physical. What happens is you living your life striving hard and you let that energy, that nutrients, that fertilizer go into the dead world. You don't come back and let the birds trust here. The birds that's resting on you and dropping their defecation is getting dropped out in the world. The point that I'm bringing to you is the byproduct from your life. Bring it back to the temple. And your byproduct from your life is what helps us grow. Can I take 2 minutes to give one more example? Another example, a combustible engine. What is a combustible engine? A combustible engine is when you take fuel and cause a spark with the fuel, and from that energy, it produces something and it's called mechanical engine. Mechanical energy. Take, for example, you take fuel, which is gas, right? You pour it into the lawnmower. You bring the spring a rope, and from its motion, the mechanical energy is the blade spinning. You put gasoline in a car. The mechanical energy is the fact that you can move from point A to point B in your car. If you take fuel and put it in you from Los Angeles to Philadelphia, the mechanical engine takes the fuel and burns it so you can produce with it. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. The remembrance of Allah is the greatest force.
Yes, sir.
Your righteousness is the greatest force. Your submission is a force. That is an energy.
Yes, sir.
It's an energy to be this type of a Muslim. It's some energy to shave the way you shave. It takes energy to put on the garments that you put on. The question is, where are you putting this fuel at to be burned? Are you bringing your fuel back? Because we got an engine too. Our engine is our nation. Our engine is the thing. Are you taking the energy? Because energy never dies. The same way, this used to be a tree that got branches on it, that got leaves on it. That leaf used to give nutrients to the tree. But once it died off, the life that was in it becomes nutrients for the soil. So the soil could bring up new life. Is that right? The byproduct from your living, where is it going? It's people living off of your way of life, growing in our forest. It's people taking the blessings from your business, from your expertise, from your wisdom, from your unity, from your blessing, and where is it going? Lies in the soil. Or is we looking proud to be amongst men? We got to bring our energy back to the temple for us to grow. And if we don't, Allah will send a smooth storm around. Don't you know that the photosynthesis modum operandum is natural? You don't have to make a man make a forest. Look at the backyard. Just let it go. Tell Brother Captain, take your mats out of here and see if there'll be a wilderness out there. It will be. Is that right? You don't need someone to make something a wilderness. You need somebody to go back there and clean it up. So the question today is, who ready to work and clean it up? So when you understand Jesus, you understand that the miracles that he got to make got to happen with us. When Jesus was opening up the blind eye, it got to happen with us. It says that Jesus and Mary was a sign. So what you read of them, you got to know that is you. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to close. I'm going to bring our hard worker as a minister up. One of the beautiful things about Jesus' history is the overcoming of death. Don't you know any kind of death that you've been in, you can overcome it? How many of us know that you was in physical death at one point? Spiritual death at one point. But you made it back. Is that right? That's what Jesus is meant to know. Not to look for somebody who came back from the grave. It's to know that if you stick to the word of God alone, you'll make it back. If you stick to the truth, you'll make it. Ah, man, I don't know my dad. Neither did Jesus. Huh? My mama, she wasn't there for me. Neither was Mary. She put him in a boat. Sent him up the river. Is that right? These people hating. I can't be successful. They hating on me today. They hated Jesus for his name's sake. Huh? They hated him. Don't you know that any excuse that you put down is nothing stopping you from rising up on the third day? Huh? When you look at Jesus coming back as the life in the grave, you got life in your grave. You got to know and understand that a father came. And that's Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad never met a man before that can give. Nobody met a man that can give us life that Elijah gave us life. Right. And then when they wanted to know about Master Muhammad, nobody knew. Right. They thought he was from, you read some of the reports. He's from Morocco. He's from Asia. He's from Afghanistan. He's from this. They don't know nothing about Farad. So they make up something to say, he was a spook. But we want you to know and understand, brothers and sisters, put Jesus in his proper perspective. And if you do that, you'll be great. Let us bring up our hard-working resident brother minister. Our brother minister is a man whom deserves much of our respect because he's given us Islam in the right manner. He's given us something in our lives, brothers and sisters, that if you don't see it as it is, and when Jesus put the man's eyes and asked you, do you see him? Do you see this great man walking up the middle aisle? And will you give him your charity, your sacrifice, and your dedication? I hope that you will, because I will. Let's bring up our hard-working resident brother minister. I'll leave as I greet you. I'll move to Quran Ali, and I'll leave as I greet you. Assalamu alaikum.
Brothers, you may be seated. in the most holy name of Allah, the all-wise, the true, us in the person of Master Farah Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, let me greet the believers with the nation's greetings of peace and the paradise of Assalamu alaikum. Give our brother ministers another round of applause. Brother minister, he told you right. Jesus is not what you've been taught that he is.
Right.
Jesus is a black man.
Yes, sir.
Period. One of the reasons they hated Jesus so much and they wanted to kill Jesus is because revolutionary, he was going around the countryside at that time telling the people how to live, how to stay alive, what they need to do, how they could be successful. And as Jesus continued to do that, the authorities, they wanted to kill him.
Right.
They hated him for teaching people how not to become some kind of drunk,
Right.
how not to waste your money, how to stay home and take care of your family.
Right.
They hated Jesus for that. And the biggest thing was when they seen him and he was a black man, they couldn't stand that. But I want you to take a good look at Jesus. Today, we see people walking around, as I'm talking about, Glocks, 9s, you understand? Pistols, they're scrapped. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
They're walking around like that. But I want you to understand something. The people that was walking with Jesus, they are not humble people like they want you to think.
Right.
They didn't have Glocks
Right.
and 9s
Right.
back then.
Right.
But Jesus had men with him that were not cowards.
That's right.
You understand? Praise be Allah. You couldn't just walk up on Jesus.
Right. Right.
You don't just walk up on Jesus how you feel like it. Like, hey, there goes Jesus, you run over. You understand? Listen, you think Lil Wayne got bodyguards? You think Snoop and them got bodyguards? You think Beyonce and Jay got bodyguards? You run up on the Jesus in that day, you gonna get crushed.
Right.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Said they ran up on him too fast at one point, and one of them cut a man's ear off.
Right.
Do y'all hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He said, wait, back up. Don't push up on the Lord like that.
Right.
Right.
I'm talking about Jesus, y'all.
Right.
I'm talking about the Jesus they tell you about in the church. That y'all know how he be. He just loving, isn't he? I'm talking about, but he had people with him that had heart.
Right. Right. Yes, sir.
And they was willing to believe what water.
Yes.
Right.
It didn't matter what he said. They knew if he said it, it was going to come to pass.
Right.
The authorities, they looked high and low for him. They seeked him out. They tried to find people who knew his whereabouts. They wanted to find people who could point him out, tell him where Jesus is at. Snitches, we call them.
That's
Right.
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 Right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Right, sir.
They go around telling the devil everything.
Right.
Snitching. They would go to the house. Well, did you see the Jesus? And most of them snitched. Am I right? Oh, he was here yesterday. Diced those waffles. Do you understand? I mean, they snitched on the Jesus. And the authorities went around because Jesus, he was a problem. They make the people pay high taxes. Jesus used to come and say, don't give them taxes.
Right.
You understand?
That's right.
Only give Caesar what is Caesar.
Jesus.
You understand? You understand what I'm saying? But you give God what is God's. The black man is God.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
The black man has always been God.
That's right.
The white man is the devil. Nobody could do the things that that man did to us as a people and not be a devil.
Right.
Am I right or wrong?
Right, sir.
Do you think you could boil a bucket of hot tar?
No, sir.
I'm talking about bubbling like you get ready to,
Listen.
throw your rice in or something. You know what I mean? Boiling. You ready to cook mac and cheese. You ready to, you understand? Boiling. The tar is boiling like that. Big tub. Could you take a man
Teach.
and push him in that
Right.
and watch him squirm. I'm talking about a devil.
Right.
The white man's the devil. You know what I'm saying? To watch him squirm, then when you drag him out with a little life in his body, bust a bag of feathers on him from a pillar. They call it tar and feather the black man. Do you hear what I'm saying? Now it's a big thing around Philadelphia about the noose.
Right.
Y'all been keeping up with the news, haven't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Noose is jumping off now, right?
Right.
Society Hill got a noose.
Right.
The African American Museum got a noose.
News.
Do you hear what I'm saying? They just fired somebody from the Treasury with it, the mint,
Right. Right.
because he hung a noose
Listen.
on the black man's chair.
Right.
Well, what does the noose represent?
Teach.
It's not just a rope tied in a knot, y'all.
Right.
Right.
I'm talking about a tool that the devil used.
Right.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He used to just ride around, pick any nigga.
Teach, brother man.
Where you think the word picnic come from?
Right.
Pick a nigga. Just pick one. Grab him. Put the noose on him with the whole rope. Drag him up the tree, kicking and dying. Wrap the rope around the limb and watch the black man die. But it didn't stop there.
Listen.
Teach.
They took trophies
That's right.
off the body.
That's right.
A devil, y'all. Do you hear what I'm saying? Cut his fingers off. Took him home. Cut his ear off. They could come out and show their friends when they come to their house. We got a nigga. We got one. It was a nice picnic last week.
Right.
They brought popcorn to the killing.
That's right.
They brought beer to the killing.
That's right.
You hear what I'm saying? They brought food to the killing.
right.
They brought everything to this lynching like a party. You hear where I'm coming from?
Yes, sir.
They used to advertise it in the paper.
That's right.
Wake us
Still got
up.
clips.
Wake us up.
Be at Shy Park Saturday at 2 p.m. We're going to pick a nigga. We're going to have popcorn, hot dogs, beer, anything you want. Bring the family.
Right.
Get a trophy for yourself.
Right.
We're going to pick one. That's what the noose represents. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's not just a rope laying on the chick. A devil, y'all. Do you hear what I'm saying? Jesus, he knew who he was dealing with.
Right. Yes, sir.
I got it in red writing right in here.
Right. Yes, sir.
Right in here. Is this the Bible?
Yes, sir.
Did I write it?
No, sir.
Did I print it?
No, sir.
It's in red writing. You know what that means, right?
Yes, sir.
Who knows what red writing means?
Yes, sir.
It means Jesus said it.
Right.
Do you understand? They ran up to Jesus, these slimy,
Right.
and we're not born out of fornication. Jesus said, if you was Abraham's seed, you would love me. A man that came and told you the truth, but you want to kill me. Why do you want to kill me? He said, you want to kill me because you are a liar.
Right.
There's no truth in you.
That's right.
You are of your father, the devil. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Red writing.
Right.
So what is the preacher talking about at the church? Huh? Jesus telling these white people, you are of your father. So what is the preacher telling these people at the church?
Good question.
We all got one father.
That's what they said.
We all come from. And so Jesus said he's a liar. From the bottom of his heart,
Right.
he's lying. Every time he's sucking air to get the lies straight, I tell you, Lord, when he suck, he's lying. Do you hear what I'm saying? Every move he make up there, he's a liar. In fact, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the preacher is the worst enemy
Right.
to black people in the black community. Am I right or wrong?
Right, sir.
Well, Jesus was waking the people up, and he was doing a good job. Thank you, sir. He was making the people see how things was. He was teaching them how to live, stay healthy. Well, Jesus said it is expedient. Expedient means I got to do this fast.
Yes.
Expedited. It is expedient that I go away from you, so that the Comforter
Right.
may come.
Right.
And when he, the Comforter, has come, He will lead you into all truth. That means Jesus didn't give you
Right. Listen.
all of the truth. When you get to the end of the book of John, it reads, there's so many things Jesus did that if we had all the books in the world, we couldn't get it in there.
Right.
Do you understand? Letting you know that you don't have all the information on Jesus. But somebody came to us, huh? Someone came to us who had all truths,
Yes, sir.
who had been trained, groomed, raised with all of the wisdom in the world.
Right.
From this scientist and that scientist and this scientist over here and that scientist over there. And the beauty of it is, out of all the scientists teaching them, not one scientist knew
Right.
what the other scientists knew. All of this wisdom coming from everywhere. He came to us. He came, a master, Farad Muhammad. A man.
Yes, sir.
What are you looking for if you're not looking for a man to save you? What are you, a spirit? You looking for Casper? You think Casper gonna float in here with them bubble hands?
That's right.
Take you and bless you? What are you waiting for?
Good question.
A spirit?
Good question.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Talking about saving your soul. If you want a good soul, buy good shoes. Do you understand? And they have good souls on it. But everything else is all a slave, a tool, and a fool for these white people. These white people will take you and work you like a horse, a mule, or a dog. Do you hear what I'm saying? And they have no sympathy on you.
No.
Keep that in mind. Jesus, as he's waking the people up, the devil is getting upset. Said Jesus had to go into hiding. He had disciples around him who were supposed to have his back. The devil even got to one of them. Do you hear what I'm saying? The devil got to one of Jesus' disciples. Well, how would you feel if you and your homie disrespected? You've been mistreated. You and your homies, y'all going to take care of your business. These niggas gonna understand who we is today. You going. And the people you're going to get got in the air one of your homies. And your homie told him everything y'all was coming up there with. Said, man, they ain't got nothing but a 22. That's all they got.
Right.
And the fine pin broke on that. It don't work all the time. Do you understand? Your homie, who's supposed to be with you,
Right.
snitching, telling your enemy everything.
Right.
You understand? So when you get up there, your enemy already know. They got one bullet in the gun, the fire pin broke. If the bullet go off, just smash it. They ain't got nothing else. Because your homie told on you.
Right.
Jesus had a homie named Judas.
Yes, sir.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Judas Iscariot. And Judas, for 30 pieces of silver from the devil, gave Jesus up. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He gave Jesus up. That's just like your homie. He gave you up for a little stack. Because that was a little stack.
That's what we did.
He told the people, he said, well, the one that I kiss on the cheek, that's him. You can take him, do what you want with him. Just give me the money. Right? Y'all seen the movie? Show me the money. That's right. You understand? That's all Judas wanted was the money. He got it. 30 pieces of silver. He came up to the Jesus, a black man, right? Am I right or wrong?
Right.
A good man. Helping his people out, going around teaching them how to avoid authority. You know, he would tell them, look, when they pull your car over, roll the window down and don't say, I mean, but only he was telling them back then, when you ride your camel and you see the authorities, when they pull you over on your camel, just get off and give Caesar his due. Give God his due. You understand? He's teaching his people. Well, Judas walked right up, kissed him on the cheek, and they took him. this devil took him. You hear what I'm saying? And they took Jesus, a righteous black man, our brother. They took him and they put him in prison. How many of y'all know this story?
Yes, sir.
How many of y'all heard this story before?
Yes, sir.
They put him in prison. And the plan was to kill him. They came out. The ruler of the land at that time said, I don't want to get involved. I don't see nothing that he did.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wash my hands of this.
Right.
Y'all do it to him, it's on you.
Right.
I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Am I right?
Right, sir.
Said they took Jesus, drug him out of that cell. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Said they whipped him. They whipped him till he was bloody as a pork chop. You know, blood don't never stop coming out of pork.
Yes, sir.
Y'all do know that.
Yes, sir.
That pork is the filthiest animal. You understand? They beat him as bloody as a pork chop. Do you hear what I'm saying? And they beat him terribly. Crucify him. And the same people that he was helping and showing how to live and how to make it is the same people who began to fear what was going to happen. They began to back away from him being God. They began to ease back. Said that they took him and they nailed him onto the cross. Is that what they teach at night?
Yes, sir.
Said they nailed him on the cross, but beside him was two thieves. They nailed them to the cross. Right?
Right.
Said that they pierced his side. Blood and water came out of it. Right? Said, is that how it's written?
Yes, sir.
They said, here's a crown for you. You a king, some kind of king. They whipped it on his head, he's bleeding. No love for him. Sound a little like the noose. Sound a little like the bucket of boiling tar. You understand? No love. Do you hear what I'm saying? A devil. Put it on him. Now they got him up on the cross. He's dying. His mother down there.
Yes, sir.
Ain't y'all tired of seeing mothers running around? They shot my son. They killed my son. The police shot in the car. Ain't y'all sick of it?
Yes, sir.
Aren't you tired of it? I mean, same thing. You don't think Jesus' mother was tired of it?
Right.
They got my boy. I mean, do you understand?
Right. Yes, sir, bro. Yes, sir.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
Listen. They took his clothes and they gambled for him. They call it casting lots.
Right.
But he had one piece that was so nice. It was a beautiful piece. They said that it was so seamless and it was so beautiful. They say, let's don't cut this up.
Right.
Let's just gamble for this one. Whoever wins, take the whole joint home.
Right.
This is nice. Do you understand? Man's up there bleeding.
Right. Right.
Man's stabbed. Man's on the cross. He got nails in his hand. People down there talking about shooting for a 6.
Right.
Trying to bring a 6. You understand? I want to take that home. That's nice. You understand? This is going on. You understand what I'm saying? See, now, at the church, the sign says, Jesus saves. How many of y'all seen it?
Yes, sir.
Jesus saves.
That's right.
But he up on the cross, y'all. Nailed up there, stabbed, bleeding, crown of thorns on his head. Jesus saves. Right? Jesus saves. See? Now, the devil is handling his business.
That's right.
They're shooting for these lives. He looked down, he seen his. Said it was another disciple who was with Jesus.
Listen.
But he was afraid
Yes, he was.
to let the people know he was with Jesus.
Right.
He loved him. He helped him. He supported him. He did all that. But he wouldn't let the authorities know he was helping Jesus. But at the end, Jesus said, see my mother? And that disciple looked at his mother Mary. He said, she's now your mother. It's written that the disciple took Mary home for the rest of her life. Took care of her. Y'all said, they didn't tell you this at church.
Right.
So he took her home for the rest of her life. He took care of her. Do you understand what I'm saying? Said he dropped his head and he gave up the ghost. That means he was dead.
Right.
And you ought to give up the ghost.
Right.
All that Holy Ghost talk. about the Holy Ghost and all. You ought to stop believing in ghosts
That's right.
and goblins
That's
and
right.
things that you think going to help you and come from out. You understand? Give it up. Don't think like that. Understand that everything is real. Everything is real. Keep that in mind. And if you don't believe everything is real, watch what happens to you in your life.
That's right. That's right.
You watch.
Yes, sir.
You know, we got those sometimes with us. They know everything.
Everything.
Right?
Everything.
In fact, they're short patience with the truth.
Yes,
The truth does them in. Do you understand what I'm saying? The truth do a little something to them.
sir. Yes.
I know you see movies where they say you can't handle the truth. I know all of that. Do you understand? But I'm talking about the unadulterated truth. Some people would rather believe a lie
Yes. Yes.
than to believe the truth.
Yes, sir.
Jesus couldn't save himself, let alone save you and me.
Right.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He gave up the ghost. That means he died.
Right.
Do y'all follow me?
Yes, sir.
Then now the story starts. Then now you hear the fairy tales down. Somebody seen him walking. Right? Now he's dead. He done gave up the ghost. Right? Somebody seen him walking. Somebody seen him here and seen him there. But everything is real. When somebody did see him and was able to actually know it's him, to show you he's a man, out of all that spooky stuff they teach you, spiritual and all that, you know what Jesus told them? They're all excited about this and that. He said, I'm hungry. He said, I'm hungry. Let you know he's a human being man. It ain't nothing spooky about it. Do you hear what I'm saying? The problem is the Holy Quran teach they didn't kill him.
Right.
He escaped.
Right.
The Quran teaches that. Do you understand? It says that they thought he was dead, but he got away. All of the rest of the story you hear in the Bible, it lines up with what the Quran is saying. Because remember, they started seeing him after the death and all of that, right or wrong.
Right, sir.
So it all lines up. Does it make perfect sense?
Yes.
What I'm saying to you? I want you to be successful. Successful.
Right.
All he want to do is teach you the truth. I don't have to be anybody else. Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't have to be anybody else for God to bless me.
Right. Right. That's right.
I don't have. I'm serious. I don't have to do that. I can come as I am
Yes, sir.
to God.
Yes.
Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't have to wear a dress. I don't have to have a big beard, sandals, real dark big sunglasses. You know they got to be big, right? You understand? You know, I don't have to myself. Do y'all hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Allah is God.
Yes, sir.
There is no God but Allah.
That's right.
And Muhammad is his messenger.
That's right.
We have to keep that in mind. It says, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah.
That's right.
And Muhammad is his messenger. If you stand on that,
Yes, sir.
your blessings are going to begin to flow. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
You don't have to fake the game or nothing like that. You don't have to pretend that you are something other than yourself.
Right.
Was you born in the Middle East?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
Were you born in Mecca?
No, sir.
Huh? Were you born in Saudi Arabia?
No, sir.
Huh? Don't you live like 28th Street, 29th Street, 18th something,
Right.
right here in Philly?
Right, sir.
Am I right or wrong?
Right, sir.
You're born here in Philly, right?
Yes, sir.
So why pretend and act like
Right.
you were born in Saudi Arabia?
Right. Right. Question.
And you know what's comical to me?
What's that?
I watch the news all the time. When I look in Saudi Arabia,
Listen.
they got a suit on like me.
That's right.
They might have a turban with it or something, but they basically got on a suit like me.
Right.
They're not running around like, and I haven't yet. Arabia, I look at the news every day to see if I can see one. I haven't seen a red henna bed yet in Saudi Arabia. You hear what I'm saying? And if you go to Iran, they don't even play beds that much.
Right.
Couple of the mullahs do, but the most people just like a shave.
Right.
Muslims, born Muslims. Ali's family.
Right.
From the Hadith. You know Ali? That's his people, his family. They wrote Hadith. They basically shave up. They don't mess around with all that.
Right.
You know, see, and if you're smart, you won't mess around with all that either.
Right.
Do y'all follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
If you got wisdom,
Yes, sir.
you'll make it your business to be yourself.
Right.
He said, most time with Elijah Muhammad, when I say he said, most time with Elijah Muhammad said, the first thing Allah in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad told him when he met him, he said, these are the words of wisdom that he gave me. He said, accept your own
Teach, brother.
and be yourself.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying? Praise be Allah. If you see me other than myself, check me.
Yes, yes, sir.
Check me. You understand? Because the bottom line is, you got all kinds of people hollering Islam and Muslim.
Right, right.
But the Quran says it better than I can say it. It says, don't say you believe.
Teach.
When belief has not even entered into your heart.
Right.
Did you hear? I'm going to repeat that.
Yes,
I'm going to
sir.
repeat that.
Yes, sir.
It says, don't say you believe when belief has not even entered into your heart. A lot of people, praise be Allah, they're running around. They're saying I'm Muslim.
Right.
In their hearts,
Make it plain, brother.
the Quran teaches on that too. It says in their hearts is a disease. It says, and Allah will increase that disease.
That's right. That's right.
Right? To the point that they don't know whether they're coming or going. It says when the light flash,
Yes. Teach.
the lightning flash, it says they stand still
Yes.
for fear.
Fear.
You hear what I'm saying? It says, and when the thunder rolls, they move.
Right.
They're afraid.
Right.
Do you hear what I'm saying? Listen, this Holy Quran is the word. Every country you go into, when you find this Holy Quran, it's written in their language. If you go to China, there'll be one side that's in Arabic, the other side will be in Chinese. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
If you go to Mexico, you'll see one side will be in Arabic, the other side will be what? Spanish. Am I right or wrong? No matter where you go, they do that for a reason. Are you feeling me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding what I'm trying to communicate to you?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Go to Korea. One side is in Korean, one side is in Arabic. Why is that?
Wake us up.
Good question.
It's because Allah wants you to know the truth, and He wants you to know the truth in a pure form. And people that you think should tell you the truth in Arabic
Listen.
might not.
Wake us up, brother. Wake us up.
Might not. So therefore, you can read it in English, since we're in an English country.
Right.
And it'll tell you what it's saying on the Arabic side. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
You want what? A pure, clear understanding of the book. I don't need somebody who got me so messed up in the head, I look like I was born in Saudi Arabia. If he was telling me the truth, I wouldn't look like that. If he was telling me the truth, I would still look like me,
Right.
knowing the truth. Am I right or wrong? Knowing the truth. You see? So, and you know, talking thing talking about we all are one and Islam and all that. I can quote this Kubai and that Kubai, and I can bring you this from Hadith. All that sounds good.
Right.
But let's take a look at it. You know, I like the, you know, like an onion. You know, when you peel the, you don't know if the onion is rotten till you start peeling the layers, the skin off it. You know, then it smells. Oh man, this is a rotten onion. You know, do you understand? But you don't know till you start peeling it off. So let's peel the layers off of what Islam has done here in America for you and me.
You teach it, brother.
Right? Can anyone tell me what Islam, as taught from the Middle East, has done for me and you? Just tell me. Just name one thing. Don't trip over each other. Don't raise your hands too fast. None of that. Tell me one thing that we received for pretending we was born in Saudi Arabia. Nothing. Nothing.
Right.
Even the lamb over rice cards. Y'all see every corner you go to, right? Every corner you go to, you see the lamb over rice. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Well, have you ever seen a black man in one?
No, sir.
Anybody ever seen a black man serving lamb over rice?
No, sir.
You know, hummus, anything like that? But we brothers the same. So why don't I have a lamb over rice card?
Right.
Huh? Why didn't you arrange it so that I could have something? All of the different businesses you see, you go in there, people that came from over these places, they run them.
Right.
You ain't in there.
Right.
The only thing you're doing is buying things that make you appear as though you were born in Saudi Arabia. I guess he done made $5 to $6 billion on kufis by now. Every black man running around with a kufi on, he feel Muslim. He must have made billions off of that. You ain't got nothing. Right? Jalabias, little dress joints, probably made trillions off of that.
That's right.
Right? Because you want to pretend that you were born in Saudi Arabia, and he know that. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, it's a lot like how white people know you want to be loving Jesus. And they know that. See, so they make him white, and you pursue this white Jesus. But it's the same thing with you pursuing to pretend that you were born in Saudi Arabia. It's the same thing. You're only swapping one slave master for another. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's all you're doing. So you had to be white.
Yes, sir.
And I like you. Praise the Lord, you know, I personally think we're fine. We're good people. The only thing we needed to know is that Allah is God.
That's right.
And that Muhammad is his messenger.
That's right.
Well, we got that information. We know it now. So we move accordingly, right? But we don't have to go through all that stuff. Am I right or wrong? We don't have to do all of that. You see? Keep that in mind. We're in a different hour, y'all. If you lived in those places, things would be different. Let's say you want to do your prayers. The Middle East, you could just, when it comes 12 o'clock, you know, like that, 12:30, you could just take your rug and put it in the middle of the street. No matter where you're at, because everybody's praying. Because that's where you are. That's what they do there. You know, everybody's down, you don't have to worry about nothing. You throw your rug down, you go ahead and do your rockers or whatever they do. I don't know why they do the rockers, but they do them. But you know, you do all that, but ain't nothing moving. Right? You're safe. In America, you want to pray, and you come out and throw that rug down on Broad Street, something. You get ready to make that your rock out at 26 bus. They don't all have good brakes, and they ain't thinking about praying at that hour. You see, because it's a whole nother thing here. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a whole nother thing here. See? And I never will forget. It just turned me absolutely off, man. I couldn't find it. I mean, it made me sick. I was on the way down the subway to go in town, because I don't like to drive in town. And going down the subway, you know, to get the subway, smell all this urine, you know, everybody go down there. All of a sudden in the back, I hear it. I look in the back, the poor lost brother. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu anna ilaha illallah. I'm hearing it, but I'm not believing it. Everybody use that. And it doesn't even have a toilet handle. Everybody use that. Do you understand? You see how, what I'm trying to get you to see?
Yes.
What's good over there may not be good over here. When I left home, they was just mopping up Mosul, Iraq, say, of ISIS, you know, of their brothers. I put it because that's their brothers. You know, they're killing their brothers. So, you know, like I say, be careful what Islam you pick up. People can make it sound real good. Next thing I know, you got a Glock in your belt. You on the corner, slinging. You understand what I'm saying? Next thing I know, we got a prison ministry. Right?
Yes, sir.
You know, it breaks my heart when I go up to the prison to talk to the brothers behind the wall, and I look and I see fresh new faces, and they be young brothers, and they think they're doing this in the name of Allah and everything. You know what I mean? But now you in jail. You got your children, your wife, your family. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Most of them, Elijah Muhammad say, clean up, shave up, shape up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Straighten up. He said, if you don't do that, you out of luck with him. You understand? Don't forget all that old slick, slimy stuff. If you want to just stay a lost found, stay a lost found. I mean, you know, why pretend you can stay at the church? You don't have to go to the masjid if you just know you're going to poison somebody with stuff and all that, kill people, you know, rob them and all. You just stay at the church if you want to do that. You know what I mean? No sense of changing. Am I right or wrong? But the thing that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad has offered our people is a clean form of Islam.
Yes, sir.
A righteous form of Islam.
That's right.
An Islam that will raise you up.
Yes, sir.
Make you a better person.
Yes, it will.
Make you successful in life.
Yes, sir.
I know we look like everyday black people, but most of us have some form of business or some kind of good job.
Right.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We are not trying to marry 7 women and get their checks from the state.
No, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
You think I'm playing with this?
No, sir.
Because I'm a man. I want 7 wives so everybody can get a check.
Right. It's cash in this thing.
Right? And I can chill in the house. Fatima, you didn't turn it all into this month. You understand? You understand? Aaliyah, what's the problem? Huh? Khadijah, don't make me kill you. Do you understand? See? I can sit in the house. You know? This thing is deeper than what we're seeing on the surface. You see? And all the time that's going on, the people from Saudi Arabia, you know what they're doing?
Wake us up.
Educating them to higher learning.
That's right.
They're not putting red henna in their bed, I tell you that. You understand? They're making them professionals. They're teaching them away, skills, trades, arts. You understand what I'm saying? And they're doing things to advance. But at the same time, they give you something horrible. Something that everybody's in jail, different things like that. And we have to wake up. Yeah, Islam, we want it from the Lord of the worlds, right? We want Islam from Allah in the person of Master Farah Muhammad. We want it in truth. Am I right? I don't want my Islam served up to me, a good, wholesome thing. What good is that? That's like a beautiful meal, you know, sauteed. The best chef in Paris fixed it up for you. And it's nice, but he don't put it on a silver plate. He served it to you on a garbage can lid. And that's the kind of Islam I'm seeing our people get. Islam served up to them on a garbage can lid. And the thing is, people are loving it.
Yes, they are. Loving
They eating it up like candy.
Yes.
It's a fad.
Yes, it is.
It's a fad, and it will pass just like Timberland boots.
Yes.
When the last time you see somebody wearing Timbs? Been a good minute, haven't it? If I remember the time when you didn't have on Timbs, you was a nut. They viewed you as a nut. That nigga ain't got no Timbs. He got clams on. You understand? You understand? They would make fun of you. Am I right or wrong? They would pick at you, tease you. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir. You're right, sir.
We want to open your eyes up. It's a fad. It's a fad. Trump is about to cut all of them checks off.
Yes, sir.
Right? Trump is about to draw out every source that black people had to make it.
Right.
7 wives won't help you no more. You hear what I'm saying?
Good point.
The only thing,
Right.
roll up your sleeves, submit to the Lord of the worlds, Allah in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, and submit to Messenger Elijah Muhammad, and that's the only thing that's going to help you. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave you with this. The first time I went up to the prison for the prison ministry,
Right.
I used to run the streets. We had gangs and all that, right? A lot of people I didn't see for years, you know, since I was like 19 or something, you know. But when I went into the prison, I thought these people had died.
Right.
You know, because we did have a war and a lot of brothers got killed in the war. When I came into that prison wall and came inside and I seen the brothers that I thought was dead, we're all older men now. But when they went in there, they was young like my brother Ed.
Right.
They went in, they was young.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Last time I seen them, they was young, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now they're old men in there. Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
I don't want to see that happen to our people.
Right.
I want us to make it. I want to give our young people a better opportunity at life.
Yes, sir.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Selling drugs only gets you 3 things.
Teach.
Dead, right?
Yes, sir.
Prison,
Right.
or addicted.
That's right.
I don't know no old head drug dealers.
Right.
Do you?
No, sir.
That have lived their life to complete life, to get old, to live their life out. You understand? To maturity. Because somewhere along the line, they are taken off scene. Am I right?
Right, sir.
I want to communicate this to y'all because I don't want you to get caught up.
Right.
I know what's sustaining the growth of Islam around here. Some things in here, and they got some people slinging them. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That's
Where
right.
they talk about the opium problem,
Right.
everybody dying from overdoses, that grows over there.
Right.
That's where it grows at. You understand? But I don't do that. I made my money selling lamb over rice. I'm not corrupt. Give me a break. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? I want you to understand, if you want success, you're going to have to sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
You're not going to walk into heaven easy. It could be your friends.
Yes, sir.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It might be other people you deal with.
Yes, sir.
It might be your job. You're going to have to give up something to be successful. Because if you don't give it up, you are not going to be successful. You're going to get as good as you give.
That's right. That's right.
You give a little bit,
Give it a little bit.
you're going to get a little bit.
That's right.
And that's as far as it goes. Does it make perfect sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. All right. I hope and pray that everybody enjoyed the lecture.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope and pray that. And I hope and pray that everything that you heard will be a blessing in your life and something that you can use to take yourself further. Okay? All right? Okay. Do we have any announcements? Yes, sir. Brother Captain. Wa alaikum salam, sir.
Temple in Detroit, Minister Levi, Sister Zacchaeus, that's temple number 1.
Yes, sir.
he had a package back, laminated, actual facts, board, and, and